Ah, welcome everyone. Um, so Todd and I several years ago went down to Tennessee and went to a retreat with the very wonderful and famous Qigong master Ken Cohen, who I'm going to see again in May, actually. Um, and in communicating with him and sort of just recalling my practice, sort of oh, my journey on this. I've decided to sort of relearn some of the practices I learned early on that uh, got got changed, developed, I should say, over time as breathing earth qigong developed, and as I worked with many different teachers and sort of came up with this. So tonight we're going to focus on what's known as the 8 Brocades. It's a Chinese translation. It's 8 movements. They're very, very, very old. The the writings about them were written in the 8th century, and the practices are much older than that. So Ken describes these as the basis of Qigong. So you'll recognize a lot of the principles and some of the some of the movements, but I just wanted to sort of, just out of a sense of honoring the tradition and the ancestors that brought it to us, we'll do the 8 Brocades tonight, and then we'll go on from there. They're very simple, and the thing in those ancient times, uh, these things were secret and they were passed on only within families. And so they were kept very simple. And so the thing was that you practiced them a lot, like every day, not too much. They're careful to say that you don't want to do it too much, but you do it every day, a couple times a day. And that I think the benefit is as much in the repetition as it is in the movements themselves, the specific movements themselves. So, hi, Beth. Congratulations on retiring. Welcome to the club. Now the real work starts. Hi, Karen. And Zoe looks a little spacey right now, and David looks quite blank, but I guess that's all right. So so we'll go through this. Oh, there's Zoe. Okay, good. All right, let me change the view here and we'll get started. Um, I would say, based on what Ken says, the two fundamental, according to him, the two fundamental practices for qigong, and that includes meditation, are standing, um, and standing in various postures, but standing, and then moving the qi internally. And so that moving the qi internally, that can be done in stillness, or through movement. So that's where all the movement comes in. But before we can really do any movement or postures, we really need to be able to stand. Because it makes sense, right? So I don't want to, get too into it, but um, before we get going, let's go ahead and yeah, and loosen up. So let's do the trembling mountain. So all Qigong has at least two levels, sometimes more. But there's an outer level and an inner level. So the outer level, we're doing this movement. And then internally, um, the organs are massaging each other, um, and we're loosening inside, we're loosening the joints. Um, and so there's that inner part. And of course, all of this has to do with movement of qi, movement of energy in the body. And so this movement enables us to really get in touch with the tingling quality. The two main qualities of qi are tingling and warmth, heat. And when we do this, we really we're going with the tingling. We're in rhythm with the tingling, so it becomes enhanced. And then, of course, whenever we move, our body temperature goes up. And it's useful to know that although we call it tingling and heat, it's the same thing. Because tingling is vibration and heat is vibration. So it's all it's all vibration, it's all movement. Uh, so, okay, just a little bit more. All right, and then let's go ahead and just slowly stop. And then now the tingling becomes very obvious and the heat. So, and you'll sense the tingling externally, in your hands or your face, and it's also internal. Tingling is the vehicle for, or it's what makes up sensation. So we can also sense inside our body. The lungs are moving, you can feel the heart sometimes. Okay. Now, you've naturally assumed a standing position without really even thinking about it. And this is where standing one comes from. It's the relaxed and alert position. It's after a while, it's not a position we assume. It's a position that the body just drops into, because it's the position where the body is upright and relaxed. Okay. Now, one way to understand this or to get into this a little quicker is to first just tense the body, like flex every muscle in the body and become really, really tight. Like every muscle. And notice your breathing, if you can. Okay, really, really tight. On the count of three, we're going to let go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the body will tend to assume standing position one when it relaxes. And what it is it's a little bend at the elbow. The palms are more or less facing each other. There's a little space under the armpit. Knees are soft. And then we're doing that little sitting down motion with the hips just a little bit. And that's it. So whenever we're between movements, or even during movements, or postures, the body will naturally assume this position. And this position is optimal for sensing the tingling and heat, the qi moving in the body. Okay, let's go ahead and break our stance. All right, so we'll start with the 8 brocades, and we'll just go through these slowly. Ken recommends doing each movement 9 times. That's just a guideline. It's not firm. Okay. So, first one, we're going to rest our hands on top of our head. And the teaching is to interlock the fingers so the palms are down. And then during the movement, we're going to turn the palms up. But unless you're double jointed or something, you really can't do that very comfortably. So you sort of let go of some of the fingers and just point your palms up when we do that. If you can comfortably flip them over like that without straining yourself too much, then you can do it. But we'll start with palms down. Okay. Now this is standing one also. It's just that the hands are different. Okay. So we're going to lift the hands above the head all the way. And at the same time, we're going to go on our tiptoes. Okay, ready? So lift, in breath, hold, out breath, come back down. This time we're going to flip the palms around. Okay, so lift, flip your hands, stretch, all the way up, stretch, and then down. And then the palms go back to the head. Again, in breath, out breath. In breath, flip, out breath. In breath, stretch, out breath. In breath, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And back to standing. Okay, that's the first brocade. So next one, widen the stance. So go into horse stance. And you can sit down if you like. Don't let your knees poke out too much, but you sort of like you're riding a horse. And this is called drawing the bow. So we start with the fists back to back and tucked up under the chin. As you're sort of sitting down, you kind of closed in. Okay, so first we'll start to the left. So the left hand is going to go out, palm away from you, And the right hand is going to pull back as if pulling back a string, the bowstring. And then drop the two fingers on the left so that your thumb and first two fingers are out, and you're looking right between the fingers. Okay. And then return and sit. Now the other side. The elbow's not locked here. And then return. Now, when we're in this position, we can sit down. And then as we breathe in, we can stand up a little. Out breath, hold. You can hold this for another breath. And then you sink again. And then other side. Sink. Five. Eight. Okay. Back to standing. The third one is similar to the first one, but it alternates the hands. So we're going to begin here with the palm up. And the palm doesn't go down on this, it remains up. The other hand, this is the posture of the palm connecting to the earth. It's like the hand is slanted down. So in standing one, it's internal, it's facing the other hand. But in this one, it's facing down. And the other palm is facing up. Okay, so this is connection of heaven and earth. Okay, so when we don't go on tiptoes. So we're starting out with the shoulder, with the elbow bent a little bit, and then we're just going to stretch the hand. So stretch way up, palm up and palm down. Then come back. And then switch. And stretch. In breath. Out breath. And switch. Stretch. Back. Switch. Five. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then back to standing 1. Or this can just be called the Qigong stance. And this is a very important part of everything because it links all these movements together. So we pay attention the whole time, not just to the part where we're moving, but to all the connections. And the connection is here. And so it's a chance to realign and just be grounded. So this next one's very simple. We're just going to stay in this posture. And we simply look to the left and then look to the right. So this you can do so you can sink down if you want to. You can go down and up, or you can just remain. So just turning the head, and you kind of overturn it a little so it stretches. Hold it for a few seconds, and then back to center, and then look to the other side and stretch. Okay, so this just seems so simple. We're just turning the head. We're also maintaining this posture that's alert and relaxed. Seven, and last one. And the next one is sort of the opposite of that. It's very vigorous. Okay, so we want to open up our stance again, quite wide. We're going to place our hands not on our hips, but on our where the thigh meets the torso. So you can feel that big muscle there. It's just under the hip bone. So we're going to place the hands here. And the movement is we're going to sit down, and we're going to bend the body, upper body forward, lean the body forward, and then circle all the way around. Okay, that's one. So now we're going to go the other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Turn to your normal stance. So that was all around. Next one is vertical. So place your hands on your butt. And it's like we're going to lift ourselves up. Okay. And when we do, we're going to stand on our tiptoes. So up, in breath. And then as you come down, the hands slide down the back of the legs and you bend at the waist. You go all the way down. And then you just hang out there for a little bit. And then when you're ready, then you come back up. The hands are moving up the back of the legs the whole time. They come back to the buttocks and then lift and repeat. Three, 4, and last one. Okay. This is number 7. And so this is front to back. So this is the martial arts punch. So if you've studied many of the martial arts, including Tai Chi, the exercise for the punch, the fists are facing up and they're relaxed. And in self-defense, the the technique is the fist remains relaxed until just before it strikes. Okay, so this is the relaxed, and it also spins, at least in this exercise. So the fists are tucked. So the fist is going to go out, and as it does, it's going to turn. And we're not going to fully extend the arm, just mostly. Okay. Now, in this one here, you want to do the horse, you want to sit down again as much as you're able in the horse stance. And we're just going to punch 9 times. So it'll be 18 punches. So just starting with one hand and just send it out with the breath. And the instruction is to have an intense gaze. And again, with this one, you can, as you punch, you can lift, and as you bring back, you can sit. Intense gaze. You can watch the fist. Okay, one more. Okay, and the eighth brocade, um, we're going to touch the toes. Of course, bend your knees, and don't do this if you have a tricky back, or do it differently or carefully. So um, this is similar to bone marrow wash or the waterfall. So we'll start out and just sort of collapse, starting with the head, bend the knees, open the spine, and then come back up. And now we push out the belly and then lean back the head and hyperextend. And so we're leaning way back. Okay. And then forward. So when you go down, it'll force out the breath. When you go back, you'll take a deep in breath. The last one. Okay. So if you do those 8 several times a day, every day for many years, you will be guaranteed long life. And many of these sages were supposed to have lived to 120 or 150, but who knows? So that's the 8 brocades. It really is classic, and almost all schools of Qigong, or many schools of Qigong, will start with those. Okay, so go ahead and break your stance. So there's some other very traditional meditations, and we've done some of these, but I want to do a specific one. It's called the meditation's called Cosmic Being, and we're going to work up to it because we're not quite cosmic yet. So so let's start with this one, and just go with your breath, either either direct or a reverse or both. Now, if you've done opening the 7 gates a number of times, this abbreviated version of it opens them all. Okay, good. Okay. Now let's stop with the open position, and then turning the body at the waist. because as I've mentioned, when we have the arms side to side, it really means all around. Okay. And so this is sort of fulfilling that more, is that our our awareness is moving into the space around us. And let's turn one palm back and the other one forward. Okay. So we're really describing the space around us. Okay. And then let's turn side, as we turn, sink down. So when we're doing that, opening the chest, opening the heart, we're opening it to the front, but we're also opening it all around. Okay. Okay, good. Let's reduce. Okay, and then back to heart position. Now, when we do touching heaven, touching earth, we point. But this is going to be a little bit different. So we'll do the side to side with the arms, but the palms are out. Okay. So when the palms are out, this is receptive. Okay. So pointing is pointing is yan, that it's directive. And with the palms, that's receptive. That's yin. Okay. Okay. Okay, last one. Okay. And now up and down. So the hands are going to flip so that palm is facing up, palm is facing down. Okay, so we're stretching, but ultimately this is receptive. Okay, so then side to side and up and down. Switch. Okay, good. Relax. Okay. Okay, now let's do the heaven and earth, but we'll be pointing this time. So this is radiating. Okay, so if we point up and we point down, we're directing our attention down and up. We're radiating. Okay, and then as we come back down, and now we're directing our attention out. We're radiating out, and just turn. So just to remind yourself, we're radiating out in all directions. Okay, and come back in. Okay, good. Okay, and then rest. Okay, so this is just like reverse breathing. How do we receive and transmit at the same time? How do we radiate and take in at the same time? Okay, and so the answer is in stillness. So the name of this is cosmic being. And, and what that means is that you use your breath and breathe the stars, radiate out through the pores of your skin, through the palms of your hand, through the bottoms of the feet, through the top of the head, through the dantians, front and back. Radiate out with the breath and then receive in with the breath. Okay? And send the mind out with the breath. And so the meditation is the body is bigger than the universe. You just expand the body out in all directions with the breath. It'll just get bigger and bigger. Just bigger and bigger. And it'll be in space, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the boundaries of the body dissolve. And there's just the breath moving through the stars. Okay. And let's now bring the hands in. And now repeat. Expand slowly, very, very big. Just the breath through the stars. Then even the stars disappear. Just boundlessness. Behind you, and then bring back in. Okay, and now up and down, same thing. And the body may appear to you in boundless space. And just let the breath just dissolve it into boundless space. Okay, come back. Okay, and once more, side to side. Particularly behind you. Smile just a little bit. Okay, and back. And then return to standing. Okay, very good. Let's bring up our stool. Okay, let's sense into, just feel the tingling in the body, on the outside of the body and inside the body. Okay, very good. And feel the warmth. Just notice the warmth. You know, the warmth is radiating from the body in all directions. So with the out breath, the mind goes with the warmth, radiates out breath. With the in breath, it concentrates into the torso mainly. Okay, now, and we'll breathe in, and when we breathe out, we'll concentrate the, the energy in the belly. So breathe in. When you breathe out, use the mind and fill the belly. In breath, normal. Out breath, it goes down. Okay, the belly becomes full of light. Okay, very good. And now, with the in breath, the light in the belly goes up to the chest. Out breath goes down to the belly. So there's just this circular motion of attention, and the whole torso is lit up. Okay, and then within this light is the heat that's in the body. This heat is always there. This heat came from the universe. It's not separate from the light of the stars. It's not separate from the universe. The heat is universal and cosmic and always present in the body. And the warmth is love. It's comforting. It's non-judgmental. It's ever present. And it's cosmic. We can feel the presence of the universe in our torso any moment. When we feel this heat, we can be reminded that it is a loving, nurturing presence in our body. It's very powerful. It's very gentle. It's our sense of loving this body, being loved by this body. So the universe is in the body. The body is the universe, not separate from the universe. Master Chun Yi Lin is very fond of saying that. The universe is in the body is the universe. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. Okay, and let yourself move a little bit as you need to. So any of these slow Qigong movements and postures bring us into a deeper awareness of the presence of this life force energy in the body, which we feel is tingling and heat. The more we're aware of that presence, the more comforting it is, the more relaxed we are in the body, and the less we feel separate, the more we feel connected. Okay, good. So let's clap our hands one time. 1, 2. Okay, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your practice. And if you'd like to stay for conversation, I'll be here.
Thanks, Stephen.
Okay.